You ready?
Yeah, I'm really ready. I'm excited.
All right. I hope well, it's good that you know about this because we're going to talk since it is such a hot topic right now. All the conspiracy theories are coming true. Like it seems like all the people who are out there
hmm
getting shit talked about them because they were called insane.
Well, I would like to first talk the about the word conspiracy or the term conspiracy theory, which was created by our government to invalidate the people.
Yeah,
Like,
during JFK.
yeah. And so it's to me it's just when people say that it's insane to me when people say that word because I'm like, so if you challenge a thought and you see evidence, and of course there are wormholes, of course it's like you can make connections, you can connect the dots anywhere, but if there are some extreme connections and they're just like, no.
They label it a conspiracy.
Yeah, it
I like to call it alternative thinking, not conspiracy theory.
sure, yeah, that's good.
Um,
That's, yeah.
but this one is Pizzagate, and this one is like, all right, since you know about this, maybe I don't have to go on like the whole ramble about it. But
I think you
okay,
should for the audience
so
and stuff.
lately now, this one is the one that's coming out now is that Epstein is Pizzagate, and I don't mean that in like a literal way. I mean that Jeffrey Epstein like wasn't hiding kids in the basement of Comet Pizza or anything like that. That it was basically like everything coming out with Jeffrey Epstein right now is kind of proving what Pizzagate is,
Mhm.
or that it was real.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I want to go into all right the culture of it first. So
Mhm.
back in 2016, Pizzagate wasn't just dismissed; it was exiled. So anything that was coming out, like I got on board with this around 2017,
Mhm.
2018, and anything that was coming out quickly. YouTube was kind of unverified, by the way. There was the days of unverified YouTube. I don't know if you remember them at all, but 2010, 2012, you could put anything on YouTube, and it was just up.
I guess I do remember that because I remember some of these shocking videos that came up
Yeah.
and, that went trending. And then it was like, YouTube was then scrambling. And I think Facebook went through the same problem. Like Facebook Live went through the same transition of, it was like suddenly like, oh, wait, no, 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 no. We don't want that on our platform. So,
YouTube used to be like if I wanted an alien video or
hmm
anything like that, I'd go to YouTube. And now you go to YouTube and you cannot find all that. So now I go to like BitChute, and BitChute is like unregulated YouTube.
oh, wow. Okay.
So, but the weird thing about YouTube was at least you kind of knew it wasn't. It was still a little filtered, so you kind of knew the sources. So like not everything was getting up there.
Yeah.
BitChute, like anything can go up there.
Mm.
So it's almost like, and it's not anonymous. So like like these people are up there. It's not like a 4chan or an 8chan or anything
hmm
like that.
hmm hmm
Um, and we can
Wait,
talk about that too.
do you hear that beeping? Well, if it's the heat, don't turn it off. Okay. He told me to keep talking. Okay. So today we're talking about Pizzagate. And he's here. Okay. That was scary.
All
That
right.
was scary. I was alone.
Um, but now YouTube is completely like, it's regulated like hell. So like a
Mm.
video goes up and you can't find it. So then I go to other websites to find certain things I need to find. But YouTube's kind of getting flooded right now with all these videos. So like Jimmy Dore stuff is not getting banned. All these other people that I used to love watching are now it's up. And I don't really know why they're letting so much of it stay up, or it's just there's too much coming into it right now.
Mm. I think it's such an interesting conversation. Joe and I were talking about this a lot yesterday because there should be a line drawn when it comes to like, okay, so for these platforms allowing anything to go up on it, there are sick people out there who are putting sick stuff up there, and that's not great. So, at what point do you draw the line? But, you know, then everybody talks about freedom of speech, and they talk about, just everyone goes into that direction. And so, and the censorship, especially around specific campaigns and stuff, there was a lot that was getting banned, and people were like, I'm just talking about my political views, or I'm just talking about this conspiracy theory, or maybe not conspiracy, but I'm telling my theories, and
Well,
it's
they say
getting
like it's
taken
hate.
down.
They'll label anything under hate speech. They'll label anything under like that it could end up hurting somebody else down the line. But this is the one that, like, I feel like they've already done the hurting, and now we're just trying to figure out who the hell it was. And there's a reason, like, accounts were blacklisted, especially with Pizzagate. Accounts were blacklisted, accounts were shadow banned, algorithms were rewritten. Like, it was one that they did not want out. So Pizzagate. So let's go into where this really began, because this is one that, you know, people hear about Pizzagate, and like most people know, like now it's pedophilia, pizza, symbolism, whatever it was. But it starts and it begins in 2016 with WikiLeaks. You know what WikiLeaks is?
Yes.
Okay, so WikiLeaks is Julian Assange, right? So I think it was around 2014 or 2016. All these files were dumped, around like 50,000 emails that were between. I wasn't going to say names, but I might just do it anyway.
Just say
John Podesta, Hillary Clinton. It was around 50,000 emails, and John Podesta was Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, and he was also like he was pretty much able to move through like any political surface in Washington, D.C. at the time. He worked with Clinton. He worked with Barack Obama. He could comfortably move between heads of states, corporate power brokers, intelligent-linked institutions. And no one disputes this part, which is crazy. Like, these emails were not ever argued. Like, no one ever came out and said the emails weren't true.
Yeah, they're just like, no, yep, this was true.
So, like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they weren't, like, allegedly real.
Right.
Or, like, possibly altered or anything like that. They were 100% real. And Julian Assange ends up, do you know what happens to him?
No.
Oh, he ends up hiding out in I think, like, a Ukrainian embassy. I could be wrong. It could be someone in England for like 7 years, and then gets put in jail. I think he was finally let go and exonerated now.
Oh, okay.
But now there's like the strangeness problem that has to do with Pizzagate, right? So like all the different words that are in the emails, you know about them?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was reading some of them yesterday.
Some of the emails?
Yeah.
Like the Epstein file stuff?
Yeah.
So were you on the DOJ's website?
No. It popped up on my TikTok.
Oh. Well, okay, so we can start here then with what some of the words are, right? So it's basically things repeated references to pizza, pasta, cheese, hot dogs, handkerchiefs with maps, private parties, inside jokes that made no sense to anybody. And then throughout the emails, the one thing it's like one time is nothing, twice is coincidence, and dozens is a pattern. That's what they love to, conspiracy theorists love to go off on it. We're going to keep calling them conspiracy theorists. But the idea of a coded language didn't come out of anywhere. This is the one that some of the first people to point it out were actually self-identified pedophiles. So the people on anonymous platforms. So the ones that when the emails first came out, so they were put up on like 4chan, 8chan, anything that WikiLeaks was putting it out to, and the first ones to respond to it were self-identified pedophiles.
Oh, interesting.
And they're the ones breaking it down, saying, "Oh no, this is what that means. That's what this language mirrors. This terminology."
Oh, so it's not just within this community; it's like the whole community of people that.
Yeah, do this.
Ugh, God.
Yeah. So their own circles were disguising the conversations, and they're showing the disguised conversations.
Right.
So it sent all these researchers digging. They found that like there's even, if you go back to like Urban Dictionary, people will bring up like Urban Dictionary from 10 years ago, or 10 years before this, and plugging in what these different terminologies means, and everything comes up that it's actually just a code word for pedophilia. So, let's see. So it wasn't like these were all just like invented in 2016. They had already existed.
Yeah.
Right.
Oy.
So some of the emails that we can go over, like without getting like, I don't want to talk too much about what these emails actually said.
I know,
but like, it has to, because it's not like I just want to describe what exactly it is. But some of them are between like one president and talking about like $65,000 worth of like flying pizza in for political events, and all of them are like cheese means little boy, pepperoni means little girl, a hot dog means another thing, and whatnot. So they're ordering all these different types of food items.
Oh my
that
God.
actually were not food items. Possibly. All right. So then there's Comet Ping Pong Pizza. You know where this is? So we're going to cover a
No.
bunch of these and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Because since you know about it. So I'm just going to throw them all out there. Comet
Mhm.
Ping Pong Pizza is run by a guy named James Elefantes. Do you know about this?
No.
James Elefante ran this place called Comet Ping Pong Pizza.
Mm.
Comet Ping Pong Pizza, the theory that was going out about that was that there was a basement there.
I did see something. I saw like the picture. Okay, keep going.
But James Elefantes was just a restaurateur,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what they said. And the theory was that he had, in his basement, is where they were trafficking and abusing children.
Oh my
So
god.
this guy goes in 2016 after WikiLeaks. His name is Edgar Welch, who, by the way, was just killed by the police in 2025. Shot in a traffic violation. Just seriously, this happened in 2025. I didn't know that until like 20 minutes ago, because I was like, who is this guy? I forget his name. He was just killed in 2025. So he goes in and shoots up, or he shoots one shot in Comet Ping Pong Pizza, shoots one shot trying to demand to see the basement because he has a belief that there's kids being abused down there. So that brings it to light. Some people think it was a conspiracy to like bring light to Comet Ping Pong Pizza to say, all right, now we're in there, and nothing has happened.
So wait, let me just. He walks in and he
2016,
just says this
That
to someone that works there.
that he demands to see the basement,
Okay.
and he shoots one shot off with an AK-47.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Loki, in their defense, like a little bit, not to be in defense of something horrific, but like let's say that wasn't true, and someone just walks in with a ginormous gun demanding to see the basement, like.
Yeah, probably not good.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah.
Like, one, there's no children in the basement, and two, get
Yeah.
your ass out of here with your
Yeah, what do you think they're gonna
AK-47. Like,
say?
my God, like that's not legal at all. None of that. And I know what he's accusing them of is also not legal, but you can't do it. I mean, that's not the way to do
Yeah,
it.
whether you're a good person or a bad person, you're probably not gonna let them in.
Yeah, you're not that's not going to get you far unless you're just killing them all and going down to the basement.
So that's why people believe he was a patsy. So this wasn't like he was that this guy who went in there to do this. It was
Wait, what's a patsy mean? I'm sorry.
like a fall guy.
Oh.
So he was in there to bring light to it so they could crush it down.
Like through from the
To be like
police?
this to make
Like
the
from the
conspiracy theory even crazier.
oh
That this person is running off of a crazy conspiracy and now he's running in there thinking he can, be a vigilante and
Oh, okay.
make justice from it. So people believe that that's what it was. That it wasn't even. Some believe that he didn't actually even do it.
Okay.
So, but James Elefantes, if you look up his Instagram, like it's gone now, right? But you can still find it. People screenshot everything. It has all these pictures that have to do with like. It's even hard to say, like children that are eating pizza, things like that. But his whole account was like 4-year-olds. 8-year-olds. Have you ever seen James Elefante's account?
No.
Oh, it was a terrifying account. It was like and then talking about how like the 8-year-old is like, and then using adjectives for like delicious and things like that. This guy's thing was terrible. You can still, if you want to see it, I'll show you it. You can find those things.
My biggest question at the moment is how did this man and this restaurant get connected to this ginormous
So
ring?
James Elefantes was supposed to be just a restaurateur, but he was listed in GQ magazine's top 50 most influential men in Washington D.C.
How?
So there's like ties. There's the conspiracy that he was like also possibly like a Rothschild and things like that.
Okay.
But he's been in this. Well, okay. So how exactly? I don't remember how exactly. But if you remember, like if you want to connect all the dots between all of these people, they're just part of this circle. And they're all running together.
I guess because, like, in my brain, someone owning a Comet, like, pizza restaurant isn't going to know, like, these extremely high wealthy people. Like, that's where I'm asking. Like, how did he...
If these extremely high these high in society wealthy individuals are part of this pedophilia ring, I guess they need a place to go do it. And maybe he was just like the individual who was like servicing them with whatever their sickness was.
Yeah, sure. I'm curious about like who he knew or how that connection happened or how much money. I mean, I guess yeah, if there's the his lineage could be part of it.
I've
So,
tracked his lineage before, and so in the I think it was more down conspiracy lane that he was
mm,
like tied to people much higher up. That he wasn't
okay.
actually just a pizza
Yeah.
shop restaurateur.
Yeah, because it's like, how does it? But I guess if he's top 50 most influential men, that I mean,
The artwork I know, like throughout the entire place, was like weird. People in like disformed positions, children disformed positions. The music lineup that was on Comic Ping Pong Pizza's social media page was called like the Sex Stains, and they were like they talk. It's like these bands that were talking about child pedophilia were part of this. Now there is also the pizza shop that was right next door to it, or like right down the street from it, called Besta Pizza.
mm,
And this pizza is the person who eventually aired this. I might get into this later, but it was by a guy named Ben Swan. So Ben Swan goes on CBS, and he was a news anchor at the time, and he brings everything up from these emails in 2016. He has loses his job after this, gets blacklisted, all this. Now he's got his own show, right? So
mm,
now, and he's like, "Fuck you guys, this is all real." 2016, he brings up all of this stuff that comes out in the WikiLeaks emails, and it shows the different symbols that the FBI uses to that they go after people that use for pedophilia. So like
mm,
a triangle with a swirl inside of it is one of them. Besta Pizza, right down the street, their symbol was a pizza slice in this shape.
mm.
After some scrutiny, once people started figuring this out, it was complete. It was taken down, swapped
Mm.
up with another symbol.
Yeah.
So
I'm just being devil's advocate. I think sometimes like people just wouldn't know that. Like if I think about like other logos, like pizza place logos, like that to me doesn't sound like a crazy logo to throw out there. And so like part
no,
of me feels like
what?
sometimes people will then make something like we were in middle school told you couldn't wear a hair tie on your wrist because it symbolized that you weren't a virgin. And the thing is, I had never, like, as a middle schooler, I didn't, what, that was never, what, I didn't know what that was. Like, I just had a hair tie on my wrist. Like,
Well, that's like part of it. It's like the simple symbolism that is used, but someone who's in that world will see it and go, "Oh, I know what that
and
means."
no.
Do you know like someone? This person want to come on the podcast. I don't. They will never come on, but they want to talk about like a swinging lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They're swingers, and they're like, "We want to talk about this," and I was like, "Just not into that. I'm not
Mm,
gonna. I don't want to support that. I'm not into that kind of lifestyle." So,
sure.
I think there's a darkness behind that.
Mm.
I'm not against it if someone else wants to do it. I'm just not really. I don't know. Maybe I'll entertain it. I don't know. But like, do you know what a pineapple means?
No, the thing is, like, I don't want to know
Well,
necessarily. Like, I
that's a symbol
want.
for a swinger lifestyle. So like, if you
Oh,
so say you were
okay.
in the swinger community and you're trying to find the location of where you had to go, there's a
Mm.
pineapple hanging on the door. That means that's where they have to go.
No, like, I,
So it's an everyday symbol that's supposed to signify, so it's, it could be anything that's hanging up there. Disney does it a lot. Have you ever seen the symbolism that Disney does?
yeah, I wrote a report on it. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like everyday stuff that you would not really notice what it is, but it's those who are looking for it know where to look.
Sure. But then where I feel bad for some people is like, let's say you didn't know that. And then you just made your logo a triangle with a swirl in it. And then people are like,
Well, that happens.
there it is. And now suddenly you're like roped into this because you very innocently just made that your logo. And
So
that's my
when I was
argument.
like deep into this, I was living in Florida, so I was always going on runs, and this one house I would run by, and it had their address, and then it had this swirl right after their address. Like they painted on like their curbs, like their address on the
Mm.
curbs down there,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
it had this address and then that swirl. And I remember looking; it was I'd pass it all the time, and then I look up at the house and there's cameras like all around the house, and no one's ever there. So I remember like running home, and like being like, I think this is a household for something, because like like I brought someone there. I was like, look at the swirl, and I was like showing them this, and I was like, and there's cameras, and no one. I pass this thing every day, and no one's ever here.
Weird.
So now I'm going on like Zillow and trying to find out who lives there.
Yeah. Did you find anything?
No, I mean, no, it's a cold case.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is weird. I mean, I think what I was going to say about like the symbolism too that is so bizarre to me about Comet specifically is that, or just in general, okay, that this stuff is so out in the open. Like, let's say it is true that like he was kind of, that the music had something to do with it, the artwork had something to do with it, and like the ego, the narcissism behind just putting it out in front of everyone's faces and being like, haha, they don't know, but I know, and my inner circle knows. It's so disgusting to me, and again, narcissistic, egotistical, all the things, like audacious. And I think that's kind of what I appreciate now about what's happening is people are I'm really thankful that it's coming back to light, because on a person, like, not a personal note, but like when Epstein was arrested, and then everybody, and then it kind of like when he was arrested, when Ghislaine Maxwell, went through trial, and it kind of got shoved under the rug. It felt like it got shoved under the rug for a long time.
When Epstein, he got arrested in 2018.
Yeah, and now it's 2026, and it feels like it's been quite a few years since it kind of felt like everyone's like, oh, shoot, that was crazy. And then it just got, and now I'm glad that it's coming back to light. I'm glad that people are actually, and anyway, we'll get really into it.
I'm glad that possibly, if nothing happens, then this is insane. If no convictions actually occur from this,
it's insane.
That's insane, because the one thing that I loved hearing, and like they would talk about this on Rogan and whatnot, is 2018, Epstein gets arrested. First off, gets arrested, and now there's a old 4chan post coming out of the one. So do you know what 4chan is? It's like an anonymous platform,
yeah,
right? So you can post anything up there, and it's not going to be. I don't know if it's like a VPN protected website or whatever it is, but this post comes out about a security guard that is working. Have you heard this? No. About a security guard that is working.
Oh yes, keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
That night that Epstein comes in, and he says that another van comes in, takes him out, moves on. Right, that he was never actually put in that cell, and and then Ghislaine Maxwell gets arrested, but nobody else does. So it's like, apparently they were trafficking all these children to all these people, but nobody that she was trafficking to got arrested.
Yeah.
So who was she trafficking to?
And it wasn't released to the public. Her hearing, there wasn't anything. It's really upsetting, the whole thing.
The cushiest jail in America.
Yeah.
It's like a yoga jail. It is. If you were to ever go to jail, it's the one place you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even when he was was it 2016? When he was, not when he was supposedly, when he died supposedly, but at some point he was, convicted, and he was put on 6 months of house arrest.
2008.
Oh, 2008. And there is
2004, 2008.
Okay. And there is, in the United States, there's a 5-year mandatory for what he was convicted for at minimum. I was watching another podcast on it, and this former CIA agent was talking about that. There's a 5-year minimum for the conviction that he had by law in the United States, and he got 6 months of house arrest.
Yeah, it was like I don't think it was house. Maybe he got house arrest, or it was you had to report to jail every day, but then you could go home. That's what it was. Like, you had to go to jail for like 6 hours a day, and then it was like work release kind of, that you could go home. Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah. Well, that's where like all this stuff coming out right now, talking about Pizzagate, like, or all this stuff coming out with Epstein, is there's over 900 mentions of pizza within those emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's over 900 mentions. Anything that have to do with like all of the symbolism all as well. Other words that aren't just pizza, like grape soda, all these other ones that
Mm-hmm.
are used in this circle. Um, they're all coming out now. So it's like all true. And if nothing happens, it's insane. Like, have you seen the pictures of like Clinton or Andrew?
Sure. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um,
Well, I was gonna say, did you want to go back to Ben Swan? Because I think I cut you off,
that's
and
what
there
Ben
was
Swan. That was
another.
basically it. Ben Swan 2016 comes out. He goes on CBS. Um, reports all of this. He brings it up that these are the 50,000 emails that are released between Podesta and Hillary Clinton.
Mm.
Then he brings up like next slide is all of the symbolism that is used by the FBI to
Oh
be
my
able to
God.
find them all.
Yeah.
Next slide goes over what they exactly were talking about in these emails, and then he loses his job,
Ugh.
right? And then there's the DNC guy who was talking about it as well. His name is Seth Ridge. You know about Seth Ridge? So 2016, same thing. He works with a Democratic National Convention. He was on running with Hillary. He was a campaign manager for Hillary Clinton,
Mm.
and he starts talking about these emails that came out. He ends up dead in the streets of Washington D.C. in a botched robbery. So they said it was a robbery, but he was left with his keys, his phone, and his wallet.
Mm.
But it was known as a robbery gone wrong.
Mm.
So his family still gets no mention of what actually happened there. So I don't know. It's
Here's something that Joe and I were talking about last night too. Speaking of the night that Jeffrey Epstein was in jail, and then was dead, supposedly. And I think that this also speaks to what I was just saying before about how honestly in our faces it is, and it's actually comically insulting how stupid the government thinks we are. This is how I feel genuinely, because I really feel like they could have sat down. Like, I almost wish that getting Jeffrey Epstein out or killing him or whatever it was more creative than what they did. It almost feels like officials sat down in a circle, looked at each other and said, you know what? It could just be as simple as we cut the cameras. And then the world would go nuts and we don't have to explain a single thing. And that probably is what it was. Whether he's dead or he got out or whatever it was, they were like, let's not complicate this. Let's just cut the cameras. And with the pizza stuff and everything, and then they're like, oh no, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's insulting. It's genuinely insulting.
didn't most of the world move on?
Because I genuinely feel like they it gets to a point where they don't have a choice. Like, the government is just kind of, or the government, whoever it is just kind of like, no further information is going to come out. People are dying. People are getting banned from the internet talking about it. Accounts are getting shut down. They're being called crazy conspiracy theorists. Like, it's designed to
Protect.
make people just move on, because at a certain point, okay, well, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'll move on. You move on with your own life, but it's
I think the crazy part is that everything you just said is, but the little camera angle that the stuff that they end up releasing to us is like, all right, here are the video proof of that night that of what really happened. They didn't show us anything. And then there was obviously like a lapse where they cut it, right? Where like maybe something happened, they spliced it back together, and like, wait, that's the fucking in all the tech geeks and nerds that we have out there today aren't gonna all notice this, that this was some bullshit. And then they give us a story that like the guy who was protecting his cell walked away or was asleep or something like that.
again insulting. Like, just
kind
it's
of.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And then then they try to say that the cellmate that they put him in the cell with was this murderous cop that used to work that was in jail for like multiple murders and whatnot. It's like, all right, so you're gonna put this extremely higher up guy that they just caught in this global child trafficking ring. You're gonna put him in jail with him. So they like had it's lazy. It
It's
felt lazy.
lazy. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's lazy. It's hiding it in plain sight. That's what it is. Like they're just putting it right in front of us and being like, no, 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 no.
And then all the interviews that the people were taking, like Prince Andrew
Mhm.
took this interview straight up, and they're like, all right, here's a 60-minute interview. Were you involved? Absolutely not. Were you on that? No, absolutely not. Did you ever meet with this one? No, absolutely not. And now it's like all these pictures are coming up, right?
Yeah.
So, and then same thing with Clinton, right? Like same shit. Like at least I feel like he never said it. Like, no, I wasn't part of it. I don't know if I've ever seen an email with that. He's just like, I'm gonna hide. He's in hiding. But now they're coming out. The Clintons are saying that they're probably gonna cooperate.
They're gonna testify. Yeah, they have the dates. They're February 26th and 27th. And
That's way too much time to think of fucking something.
yeah, if you want to come over, Joe and I are having a watch party.
Oh,
we're
we're gonna
getting
watch it?
snacks. Yeah, we're having
Hell yeah, I'm coming
snacks. Yeah,
over.
come
Should
over.
we watch it on the podcast?
Yeah.
I can do that. I can throw it up on the thing so we can do
Oh,
actual watch party.
that'd be really fun, actually. That'd be sick. Okay, sorry.
How-
I shouldn't be saying it's fun. It's not fun. It's honestly horrific.
It's
but
fun if we get our justice.
I don't. I cannot imagine that they are going to come up and say anything bad against. Like, there's no way. Now, here's a nice thought. It's a nice thought to think that maybe they're coming up.
I don't know if the light's interfering with it at all.
Okay.
It
But
shouldn't.
yeah. So, here's a nice thought. They're coming out to testify because they didn't do, because they're like, yeah, I don't have anything to hide. That's a nice thought. Is it the reality?
No, dude, they got
Like-
caught, and now they're going. Dude, when I used to I would deny using drugs over and over and over again. And then someone would find like some residue or a stash, and I go, "All right, I'm ready to fucking admit it. I was doing drugs." Like,
Well, here's we should talk about Epstein in general. Like, I've been watching. Well, we should talk about him in general because I don't mean
like
to.
who he is.
Sure, yeah, who he is. I mean, because wasn't it he? Yeah, who he is. Because I think it's important to acknowledge that these potential trials and things like that are going to be really important because ideally, we can figure out who was doing these bad things. And I don't want to, like, okay, pictures are not good, things are not good, but we also have to acknowledge the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was put in these very high circles with very high people. He was inviting these people to these locations, and ultimately, like, we're just looking at a flight log. We're looking at a flight log, or we're looking at a picture. And does that mean that this individual was a pedophile?
Not proof. No, I agree because some of it is things are going to come out, and he was with everybody.
Yeah,
Everyone.
exactly. So it's,
But if they got emails in writing,
sure.
now
yes.
some of those emails, and they got names, they got who it's from, who it's going to.
Yes, and of course those are very, very important. But I'm an optimist, and I'm
not getting my hopes up.
I'm not getting my hopes up, but like it would, I don't know what to say. But again, ideally, the Clintons go to trial, they testify, they set an example. People, I can't imagine someone who's truly guilty is gonna get up and testify. I cannot fathom that unless they are getting up and they are completely just bold-faced lying.
That's all they've ever done, though.
And then like, what do we do again? How do you not
Wait,
move
Tom,
on?
they're actually gonna have Clinton on, like on the stand.
Yes,
What?
yes. Like okay. As far as
We're gonna see it. They're gonna
I
have
know.
cameras in there.
Yes, it's open. It's yes,
Oh my god.
yes.
Yeah, watch party.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is like the thing that like this should be a bipartisan thing. I don't care if you're on the left or if you're on the right. This is like the thousands of missing children. This is the corruption in our government. This is like this could be everything.
Which was also completely shut down by people saying, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're this, you're that. It's been, it kills me.
Not just shut down by like getting shadow banned or videos taken off. It was shut down by like they had control of any late show host, anybody that was going on there and just they were trying to force the denial. Right?
Even just like you were saying, you've lost friendships over things. Even just friend to friend, family member to family member. If someone brought up the that they were like, oh, I'm kind of looking at this, this theory, and it's making me have other thoughts. And if that was brought up and someone, like a friend could shut that down in your own home in a safe conversation. And that to me is the most damaging thing. When you start shutting down your own friends and family members because you're like, you're just like, nope, that's insane.
Like when you bring this up to someone, like this type of
sure,
stuff, and
yeah.
they go, no, that's not real. No.
Yeah, that's not real. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're QAnon. You're this. You're Republican. You're this.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so damaging. And it again, like you said, it should not be left or right. It should not be. And I'm thankful to see some people saying, I mean, I don't necessarily think, oh, rich, like rich versus poor is good either. But it's just like, okay, as human beings, we need to see who is doing these atrocities. Like, just not, it has, Elvis has left the building. Like, we are not in the realm of left, right, rich, poor. We are just like, who is doing these horrific acts at this point?
Well, if they have these 50,000 emails, did you ever see that Hillary Clinton like burned the one side of her house when they were coming to look check her computers?
No.
Oh, this isn't conspiracy. This is factual. She set fire to her computer room in her house, so she like lit the house on fire, just that area, so they couldn't get her computers. But if they have all these emails, right? One, Julian Assange needs to go free if he's locked up at the moment. I'm not sure if he is. We should look that up. He needs to go free and be given like the Nobel Peace Prize or something. But can't they just scan these things and just go, what were you talking about when you sent this email? What is this? What does this mean? And I know you're speaking in code, and that's probably what they're going to say. Oh, it's code for this, code for that. I don't know. Or it's hearsay. I don't know.
Imagine they have an email where they're like, oh yeah, flying in $65,000 of pizza into the. No, well, imagine, like, and they bring that up on the stand and they say, yeah, I mean, we were having a really big
I was
pizza
hungry.
party.
You don't like pizza? She's just eating pizza.
You don't like.
Yeah. She needs to gain a lot of weight before this.
Yeah. Her lawyer's like, we need you to put on some pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
seriously, just eat pizza for the next 5 months, dude.
Pizza is your favorite food.
All right, where is Julian Assange? Assange now. He is. God, if he's locked up. So Trump ran on like releasing some of these people. Also releasing the guy who was part of Silk Road. I don't know if that's a whole different topic, but do you know what Silk Road was? It was
Is it that underground tunnel thing?
Internet underground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Julian Assange is now a free man in his home in the country in Australia after a U.S. plea deal in June 2024 resolved his 14-year legal battle. He pleaded guilty to one espionage charge, served time, and returned to Australia to reunite with his family, though his future activities remain focused on human rights and journalism. So his plea deal is a single felony charge of conspiracy to obtain and disclose U.S. national defense information, avoiding lengthy U.S. sentence. He served 62 weeks. Then he returned to Australia. Okay, so he's free. That's good.
And forever banned to Australia.
Maybe. Well, why would you want to come back to America?
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to? But still, I mean, they probably don't want him here either.
Americans? Well,
Well, like the government, they're probably like,
That was the whole thing. So Obama created that one act, like the Whistleblower Act. Do you know about this?
Oh no, that's interesting. What is it?
It was a fucking. It was a slap in the face. He created the Whistleblower Act to say that all whistleblowers need to come out and tell us what you need to do, tell us what you know, and you'll be anonymous and you won't get charged for anything. Like, we want to know what you know. So whistleblowers started coming out, and he was locking them up to protect U.S. Interest.
This is a really good segue into. I'm gonna pull it up because I was just showing Joe this as well. There is a CIA whistleblower. He came on the podcast, The Diary of a CEO, that I really like, and his name is. He is former CIA officer and whistleblower John Kiriko. I'm gonna say that's his last name. Have you heard of him?
The name sounds familiar.
So he came out and he told the world that the CIA was torturing people. They had basically reinstated their torture program, and he, was a CIA operative, and he was like, "This isn't right." And there was an act. And I don't remember the year that it was placed, but there was an act that was placed where, torture wasn't legal. And then I think he said something like 2007, people just started disregarding that act. The law didn't change. This is his quote. In the United States.
In the United States.
In the United States.
Not in different countries?
Nope, in the United States. And he said that the law did not change, but we did. And that was his quote from this podcast. He said that, and I'm personally a little scared to get into detail about it. One, because I, obviously, like, I don't know details. I'm taking it from his words on this podcast, but also because he said that there were, prison like camps that were created for specifically to be torturing people in the United States. That
torturing foreign enemies, or like MS-13.
Sure. Honestly, anyone for any purpose. It was like, we need to get this information out of someone, so we're gonna put them here and we're gonna torture them until they tell us what we need to know, and that's it.
I'd give up. I'd go up.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Here you go. Yeah. I know. Me too. I tell people anything. You don't have to. You just take me out to dinner. I'll tell you what you need to know.
Buy me food.
Yeah, an espresso martini. Then we're just two girls talking, But,
that is their torture technique. Of you do
that. Yeah. Oh my God, I hate espresso martinis.
Now tell me what you know.
Yeah, but so he's.
I'll share. You share.
So they were doing this in the United States, and he came out and he was like, "This is not right." And to your point, he did go to prison for it. He did get locked up for it when he came out and said that. Now he is now released from prison, and he did put in he applied to be pardoned, and that's still, that story is still to be told. It has not happened yet, but and I think that this is an interesting segue into what he thinks about Epstein. He believes that he was a spy.
Oh, this is that he was CIA, Mossad, all these types of things. Some people believe like there's no way he wasn't, with the way he was able to move so freely and have all these different places around the world.
Yeah, and for those, Mossad is the Israeli.
Yeah.
Yeah, Israeli spies. Yeah, he talked about how, there was this extreme jump in his career and wealth, right? Like, he was a teacher
at Dalton School, yeah.
Okay.
And then I think he taught at like Harvard too or something.
Okay. And then all of a sudden he's buying the largest apartment in New York City. Correct?
He was gifted the largest apartment from Wex Lesnar, who's the head of Victoria's Secret.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't know about this? Yeah, he was gifted. I think it was the most expensive or second most expensive hotel apartment in New York City at the time. Gifted to him by Wex Lesnar, as well as $150 million in assets that he was supposed to manage.
Yeah, and like why, when, where, who, what, like what?
Yeah, so that I think the whole thing was he was a spy, and he was just like a big fixer. So like that was like a fixer, like someone who goes out and makes sure things are done. But he also and then a lot of people pull up old interviews of him talking about like finances and such, and he's talking about it in a way that like if you knew finances, like you don't say the words that he's saying, like he's speaking about it incorrectly.
It's cool to hear this guy talk about. There's two types of spies that he was talking about. There's a sleeper, and then there's access. So
oh, wow, really? Send me this after you're done.
I will. It's really, really interesting. And a sleeper agent is someone who basically is like put in a specific neighborhood. They're like, okay, go, like, create a life, and just go get a job, like get married, have kids, like live out your life in this location, and all the while you're coming home and you are, sending us the secrets that you find somehow. So he, like this guy John, he used the example of how he was like, there was a woman in my neighborhood who was caught and arrested for being a sleeper agent, and she was just a kindergarten teacher.
What?
Isn't that scary? Yeah. He said they're all like all over. There are graduate students, from China who are agents.
What do you know about Swalwell? So Swalwell was he was, I forget what his position was, but he was sleeping with a Chinese spy, and all the pillow talk he was doing, he was giving up all these American secrets. This was 8 years ago, maybe. And he's still in politics.
Interesting.
And we know that, and then that spy's back in China.
Interesting, yeah, and that's so interesting. Yeah, and he an access spy, or access agent. I shouldn't say spy a bunch of times because that's just a vague term. But access agent refers to someone who he believes that Epstein was an access agent, which means that they have access to the higher up people. So, in terms of, he's like, you're not going to make Bill Clinton a spy. You're not going to make so-and-so a spy. Like these already high up people. But if you want to infiltrate the system, you need someone who's going to have access to these people.
So Epstein would have been an access. And it sounds like a sleeper they're just there waiting for their orders to come in, kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be a kindergarten teacher until, someone, all of a sudden I get a message saying, hey, you need to do this type of espionage.
Yeah. Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is. And, they could be strategically placed. Like, to me, it doesn't, it doesn't seem crazy to me that this kindergarten teacher woman was living in the same neighborhood as one of our CIA operatives. And so
where do we think they'd live?
What do you mean?
Like, where would they live if they weren't just a kindergarten teacher? Like, if you were a spy, where would you live? I guess it would make sense to just live amongst the people.
Yeah, you just live amongst people.
Are you a spy?
Are you?
Maybe, dude. That would be pretty cool.
I do think I knew one.
What?
I'm not going to say who.
Was this oh, wait.
He knows who. He knows who he is. I told him. I said, I think you're a spy.
Oh.
Yeah, for like a foreign government, whatever. But I would, it was my, my sister's friend's father, and he, just like he said that he worked for government. But he never told us what he did. They were living here for like a certain number of years, and they were always really friendly and stuff. I was like, you're a spy. And he was like,
just tell me.
He literally
go get
was like,
espresso martinis.
Yeah. This is why I think I'd be a good spy, because I'm like,
oh, dude, they give you one espresso martini. You're like,
we're just friends.
You're like,
But-
Emma, we need to talk to you
Yeah.
again, dude. Sorry. They gave me espresso martini. I'm so sorry, dude. Emma, you can't do this.
No, but maybe I can flip the script. I can use my, my weakness as my strength, and then I'm like, let's go for drinks, like let's go party, and then they're
Oh.
like, and then I can be like, spilling some fake secrets, and then they're giving me the real secrets because we're just pals. Well,
Oh.
now I can never
Where do
be
we
a spy
sign
because we're
up?
putting this on. I can never, putting this on the internet.
Is there
Now
spy.com?
now they know our plan, but.
Dude, we'll be good. I promise.
Spy.com. No, I mean, well, he talks about too how he like did this and how he became one. But wait, that was something I was gonna say when we were talking about. Oh yeah, the guy. So yeah, I said no. Okay, so I'd be like, you're a spy, and he'd go, and that's it.
Oh, that's so he. Oh, so he gave you an answer. Yeah, with a chuckle.
I think so.
Chuckles to how spies say yes.
I agree. And that's going to make you laugh even harder when you listen to this episode because there's like a moment where that kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it a recent episode?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. All right, so it's recent.
Yeah, so he talks about Epstein. He talks about Greenland. He talks about like how Trump
What's
wants.
going on with Greenland?
Trump wants. He's declared that he wants to take Greenland, and it's going to be the
He
United
wants to buy
States.
Greenland, but yeah.
Huh?
He wants to buy Greenland, not
He wants
take
to.
it.
Oh, well,
I
okay.
feel like
Yeah.
taking it sounds like a dictator. Or like a...
He wants to buy Greenland.
Yeah.
Yes. So he talks about that. He mostly talks about the significance of what the United States is doing in terms like what he believes the significance is in terms of certain military and political actions and
Greenland?
what it means for the world. Yeah. So he
Yeah,
was-
it's a good military base. It's got a lot of oil. Yeah. Well, the one thing I do like that Trump is doing is he's being honest about what he's doing. When he went to Venezuela, he said we needed this guy out of here and we're going for their oil. And where other presidents have been like, oh, there's some secret weapons there or something, but we're there for their oil. And then Greenland, he's not saying like, he's pretty much saying, hey, this is a great military base. They have a lot of oil there. This will be great for our economy. You know, he's not lying. Maybe
Yeah,
he is. Maybe he's lying.
Maybe. Well, yeah. Who knows? I mean, he's certainly not bashful about it. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's what's kind of refreshing
This is what
about
we're
it.
doing.
It's like, hey, I'm telling you guys, we're going there, and it's probably for the reason to think. But I don't know.
This guy was talking about how he feels that move of acquiring Greenland it creates this green light for a he said instead of a unipolar world, it would be a multipolar world, which
it's a
means
good thing or a bad thing?
he said that a multipolar world is he believes is a safer world. He's talking about how he believes that it's currently which is like he was talking about. And again, I would like everybody to go watch this episode because
What's it
I don't
called?
necessarily what I'm talking.
Diary of a
It's
CEO John Sestentin.
yeah, John Kiriko.
Oh,
Yeah, but if you type in, Diary of a CEO, CIA agent, there's two guys that will come up, and they're both both amazing speakers, really interesting people. But the one that I'm talking about, it'll say that he was a whistleblower. So he was also talking about how there's a unipolar world right now, and the United States are the one true superpower of the world at the moment. And he was saying why he believes that. Mostly because of military presence. So he was saying that what has happened now with possibly acquiring Greenland is, and also going in and taking the president of Venezuela out, is that the United States has now kind of turned on this green light of to Russia and to China. Because now what has happened is that it's kind of giving off this signal, okay, yep, that's it, of the United States is in control of the Western Hemisphere. Not, it's the Western Hemisphere, which would include Greenland, would include whatever. Then we have Russia. It's like, okay, if we can do that, then now Russia can kind of declare, okay, now they're in charge of this hemisphere, which includes Ukraine. Then China is in control of this hemisphere, which includes Taiwan. And it's this interesting shift or a green light that has sort of happened or is happening, unfolding.
Well, Trump did say that. He said, "This is in our hemisphere. We need to take." Well, he said that about Venezuela. He said, "This is our hemisphere. We need the Russians and the Chinese out of Venezuela. We need to protect our hemisphere."
Yeah,
He said
that's
that.
what. Yeah.
So,
that's what.
but Taiwan's the. Why can't we just get all those microchips out of Taiwan? I don't know what it goes into making a microchip.
Really?
I don't know. Wait, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Just kidding.
No, I don't. I don't know.
I do.
Okay, go. Start.
Kidding.
Starts with breakfast.
Water in the morning and oatmeal. No, yeah. No, and it's again, I can't hype up this. Diary of a CEO is one of my absolute favorite podcasts. I can't hype it
I
up
know
enough.
who that guy is. I didn't
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of clips with that guy, the host of it. So I do know who he is. So I'm saving that to watch that. I'll probably watch that today. But so wait, anything else on the Diary of a CEO?
No. We can circle back to. We should
Bill
circle
Gates.
back to who? Bill Gates?
Yeah. Have you
Okay.
seen the stuff coming out about him?
No, tell me.
Okay. He's in the files, right? And if you go back and try to look at all those interviews of him getting questioned, did you know Epstein? Did you go to the parties? Did you go to the island? And he's like, no. Melinda Gates divorces him in 2020, I think, 2021, divorces him, right? And saying part of her divorce was because of his involvement with Epstein. And Bill Gates.
She said that?
Yeah. She did, I think she took 2 interviews last week. And she
Where
talks.
are they? I want to watch
Oh,
them.
I'll find them for you. She talks about, his involvement with Epstein because the files just came out that Bill Gates is in a lot of those files with Epstein. And one of the emails says that he contracted an STD from a Russian prostitute on the island. And in the email, he's asking how he can sneak Melinda Gates, his wife at the time, antibiotics secretly. This is a real email that he's secretly trying to find out information of how he can secretly sneak her antibiotics without her knowing.
To do what?
To get rid of the STD that he has. Because he probably gave it to her. It was either like chlamydia or gonorrhea or syphilis or something. Right? Once he can get rid of it with an STD.
He's emailing this?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Everybody know. Yeah, like
encrypt it.
Call someone.
Yeah.
Call your
Dude,
bestie.
I won't text people just because I'm afraid that anything can be used against me.
Yes. Literally just call your friend. My God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we'd be such better spies. We would just call. Okay? I'll only tell secrets through phone calls.
well, and I
don't even have an email address.
I don't. I don't have a phone. I don't text. Yeah, but I think it also showcases their cockiness in terms of like thinking that they're untouchable because these people know do not put anything in writing. They know they know that they're telling the common people too. Don't put anything in writing because it can be used against you, but they will because they believe they're untouchable.
Well, that's like the big thing with these emails is that it's showing that they believe that they were untouchable. And I believe that they believe that. I mean, because they kind of are. They kind of have been.
They have been
for a very long time. And
Yeah.
you know what? They might still be because nothing may happen to this. But that you have so much power and the people that are prosecuting you are in charge of all the other ones below them.
Mhm.
That, so if they need something, whitewashed or taken away or whatnot, they just go and ask to be taken away, or they donate money, or they start another fund or whatever it is to make sure that your stuff doesn't get leaked out. But those emails are out there, and there's a joke that Bill Gates started COVID as a way to try to sneak antibiotics threw the vaccine into Melinda Gates. That
The world's most problematic STD.
it's like, all right, we're gonna start a
Truly.
global pandemic, and we're gonna start a vaccine. We're gonna make a vaccine so I can get antibiotics into Melinda.
They're like, don't worry, Bill, we got you.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, we'll figure this out together. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, I will say, I think that, you know, it's the coolest and scariest thing about all of this is that it's a complete disruption of many different layers of our society. It's like this disruption of politics, of the wealthy, of also, you know, faith, I think, too, which I think is very sad, you know, because I will say for people who, on either side, left or right, have put a lot of faith in politicians or their belief system in politics, because, again, whether you're left or right, there are people who will vehemently support certain people or support a party
Just
or
because
whatever.
they're on one side or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, whether it doesn't matter what side you're on, there is such an invasion of that right now. And it makes me sad for people who have truly put some. I know that I've always stayed very neutral, so I feel thankful for that. But I think that that's really sad to, you know, be so supportive of a politician or a person in general, and the fact that these politicians and these people truly took that for granted and just dragged it through the mud. It's disgusting and upsetting. I don't know.
They do talk about a lot of. I don't know too much detail on it, but a lot of the occult, like satanic type references in there as well to like Baal, like their god, right? Who's also, what's another name for him? The other name for their god that's a devil. Baal is pretty much it.
Lucifer?
Yeah, there's a different. He's got like he hold. I don't even want to put the symbols up in my hands, but he holds like the three fingers up. Ram's horn.
I know who you're referencing. I don't know the name.
But yeah, there's references to that. There was a thing coming out that his bank account was labeled BAAL, was labeled Ball, so his bank account was actually labeled that. But if you go back and actually, you can see it in the emails that his bank accounts were BAA2, BAA1, BAA2, BAA3. So it wasn't actually Ball, but I don't know. There is all these references to it. So you think anything's going to come of it? You think anyone's getting arrested? Have you seen the photos of Andrew and Clinton and stuff like that? Like,
I've seen them. Like, I saw them a long time ago in like a documentary or something. Or
and the new ones that have come out?
I haven't seen the new ones.
Oh,
no.
man, it's bad for Clinton. It's bad for Prince Andrew. He's like over like some girl's passed out body.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's
my
bad
God.
with Andrew. I think Prince William and Kate actually just spoke out about it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
In the last like day or two.
I don't know what I expect. I don't know. What do you expect?
I expect that these people get in trouble for it, but do I think that's really going to happen? Probably not. No, I think there are too many wealthy, high-ranking individuals a part of this that they're probably not really going to get in any trouble. I mean, it's insane if they don't.
Yeah.
It's insane if they don't,
Yeah.
because the proof is right. If it was an everyday normal American with this, you know, if it was like a lower scheme one that didn't involve politicians or whatnot, they're going to jail. Easy. We have all this proof right here. Here's pictures. Here's emails. Here's contacts. Here's flight logs. Here's everything. Yeah, you're going to jail, dude. But these people are now coming out and saying, I mean, they're backtracking on everything though, saying like, hey, yeah, I'll go testify now. But like, wait a second, you were denying it. What do you mean you're going to testify about it? But that's the whole thing of like, why were why was Kash Patel saying that there was no emails that, or there was these Epstein files were not real, that it was all like, we don't have them. Then all of a sudden, Pam Bondi's saying that as well. Like, you guys, there's nothing. We don't have them. Wasn't actually real. And then all of a sudden, 3 million of them get released. All these files. So it's like, wait, what are you fucking saying? Unless you guys were going through them and just making sure that there's nothing against our current president or other people in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if Trump is as innocent as they say he is, then he should probably lean into it a little bit harder.
With that, I know we were talking about that last night too. You know, the fact that he's kind of like saying, "Oh, I don't like what they're doing to Bill," and you know, it's not fair. I like Bill; he's a good guy. It's like
Did
at the
you
end
see
of the
why
day,
he said he liked Bill?
no, I
He
didn't.
said because he was nice to me or
Oh,
something like that.
And the thing is, it's
He
just
said
kind
nice
of like.
things.
Sorry, I have to burp. So sorry. The thing is, it's like just don't say anything. Just let the cards fall at this point. Just let them go up and don't support shit. That's how I feel right now. Don't support anything. Like just shush, just shut up and let it unfold. And I think that is the right. It's like we just need to figure out what is going on.
You don't think they're sitting down with the DA right now going, "Hey, we're about to do you know when this court date is? Do they have the
It's February 26th and 27th.
That's soon.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like 5 months out.
No.
Oh, that's 2
It's like
weeks
2 weeks
out.
from now, yeah. I know. No, we're like
Oh, that's super soon.
I know. We're getting chips and salsa.
Oh my
We're doing
gosh.
it. Yeah.
Don't get pizza.
Make your salsa.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, don't eat candy pizza that night.
I'm probably going to, and that's going to be so embarrassing. I'm
Oh,
going to
that'll be
forget.
so
I
embarrassing.
live above a pizza restaurant.
This
I'm
is
going
so
to forget.
embarrassing.
I'm going to forget. Oh God, throw it out the window. Ah.
No, dude, choose Mexican.
We're getting Mexican, okay? Oh my God.
God, dude, if you forget.
I'm going to forget. Because it's going to be like wormed in my head. Because now that you've said it, it's going to be wormed in my head. Like last night at the restaurant, he said, we're out of buffalo chicken dip. I'm sitting there. I went, can I get some buffalo chicken dip? Like, because he said it, it was on my radar, you know? So now that you've said it. Oh, fuck. All right. Well,
We need to do a podcast with you, me, and Joe.
Yes.
And we can do this. When do you want to do it? For Halfway Runaways. Can you do it for Halfway Runaways?
Yeah, whenever.
I don't know. I know you don't like to work at night.
No, we can. We can.
You guys can drink during it. We'll do, and we'll pull up, we'll try to have files or anything pulled up. We don't have the DOJ's website pulled up, anything like that. Or we could just keep doing discussion like we're doing, and that'll be more fun. But, as I've been so deep into watching, I'm working on, I'm watching videos on it. I'm watching interviews on it. And I'm watching a lot of Jimmy Dore. I'm watching a lot of Kurt Metzger. Everyone talking about it. So I'm going to continue doing that. I can't not do it. New files coming. I just saw new files come out about the Clintons. Man, it's 2 weeks. That's good that it's so soon.
I know, it's so soon.
They can't scramble as well then.
Yeah.
Right? Unless they sit in the room with that DA and they're like, yo. The one thing that I did, do you remember 2016 when everyone loved the debate between him and Clinton, Trump and Clinton?
I don't fully remember it.
Okay, so it was, if you were a Trump fan, you loved it because it was it was the last like unregulated debate between the two candidates, where now it's any debate after that, presidential debate after that has been very. One person on this side, you have a moderator, and your turn to speak, your turn to speak. This was the last presidential debate where they just gave them microphones, and there was no moderator saying, you can speak now you have to talk, give them their turn. There was none of that in this final debate. And she says something like, if all of my donors, da-da-da-da-da, and he says something along the lines of like, yeah, because you'd be in jail. Do you know what I'm talking about? You never seen this debate?
No.
Oh, it's a fun debate to watch because it's really the last of its kind. But he does say something after he gets elected. He said, well, are you going to put Hillary Clinton in jail now? And he says that wouldn't be good for America because by doing that, we would lose so much trust in our political system if I were to put someone like Hillary Clinton in jail. So those words out of his mouth after he gets elected the first time makes me think that he probably doesn't want Clinton going to jail because it would just, she has been first lady. She's been secretary of state. I think she was secretary treasurer at one point. Um, she's been on the campaign manager for Obama. Um, she was heavily involved in our political system, the molding of our country for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You put someone like that in jail, it's like, wait a second. So we've had this person who's been molding our politics for years, and all of a sudden now
Yeah.
she's going to go to jail for this.
I'm more
And one of
curious
our
to hear
presidents.
her. Yeah, yeah. I'm more curious to hear her, and maybe this is just because I am a woman, but I think also being a woman, it's like I think that's why Ghislaine Maxwell was so she was like she was such a mystery, because I think, now not to like hate on the white man, but like there is this like not ex I don't know, and again, maybe it's because I'm a woman or whatever, but there's this different perspective on men doing bad things than like a woman, and so I think, and then you like see like Ghislaine Maxwell and you're like, oh
Oh,
my
so
Jesus
someone
Christ.
just came out to speak about her, saying like she was worse than Epstein.
Yeah,
She was
just
the procurer.
horrific, and it's in a way it's fascinating. I mean, that's horrible of me to say, but I mean, talk about like true crime or like the criminal mind or what's going on, like you're it's like what the hell.
Do you know about her father,
uh
Robert Maxwell?
I
He was
tell
Mossad. Also a
He
little bit.
was.
Oh yeah, he was CIA Mossad. He was a known spy. He died
Oh my
by
god.
being pushed. Oh yeah, her father was heavy in the British. He was like an admiral in the British Navy.
Oh.
Um, he died by apparently falling off his boat in the middle of the night.
Mm.
And then Ghislaine Maxwell is so he was well known, documented. Uh, he's also in other areas. I don't remember what they are, but yeah, he was a higher up in this whole world. So it's not. She didn't come from nothing.
No, I knew she didn't come from nothing, but it's amazing to me to hear that he was Mossad, and then that's the belief of Jeffrey. Like, to me, that's like a direct. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Like that
Well,
to
it's
me just
making
solidified it. Like
it makes the
that's
country that it's where it's from just seems like it's getting worse. For
Yeah,
them.
that's also upsetting. Yeah, that's like it's you're like you start to question like why, why, like
What are they doing?
what are they doing?
I mean, it's a weird history of that country too. I mean, it's you can call it stolen land if you want, but that country didn't come into existence until 1947.
Mm.
Israel. So it was created after World War II.
Mm.
It was different conjoined lands to create that country. Now others say that it was always theirs to begin with. So that's really what starts the Palestine
Right.
conflict,
Right.
right? So it's like, well, no, this is our land. Why are you saying it's yours?
Mm.
But then, I mean, it's the biggest tech hub in the world right now. I think I think it's technically bigger than Silicon Valley and all that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's also I think the number one world for number one country for human trafficking.
Is it? I thought Thailand was.
Oh no, I think Israel might be.
Really? Well, anyway, I thought Thailand was, but I know.
Yeah. So there's all these ties that just go deeper. Okay. Do you know who Whitney Webb is?
No.
Cool. She wrote a book called One Nation Under Blackmail.
Okay.
And
Oh, God.
I've tried to listen to it. I've watched more podcasts and stuff. Ian Carroll. Do you know who Ian Carroll is? Oh, cool. A lot of cool stuff. Ian Carroll's great because he really blew up in the last 2-3 years, and people will call him like a shell or a what do they call that when they're like they're a plant. What do they call that when
a seed, a plant, a tree. Sorry.
That he because he blows up with all this information, but he grabs a lot of his information from One Nation Under Blackmail, and but now he's just huge, and I like him a lot. And then I wasn't sure if he was actually. It seemed like he was a plant, but now I really don't think he is. But because they have the controlled opposition, right? So if they have the conspiracy theorists, and then they have the ones that work for them to try to push out the conspiracy, to try to confuse you. But One Nation Under Blackmail basically goes into everything going back to the crime syndicate of like the 1920s and 30s of like Meyer Lansky, Lucky Luciano, and like the crime syndicate, the organized crime syndicate. She goes all the way back to there and then runs through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, Vietnam, everything, and then has this huge part on Epstein about who he actually is. So I
Wow.
really should just go into finding that part of it, but I have the book.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. Cool.
But it is like the greatest information on this stuff. And so Whitney Webb actually ends up having, she lives in South America now, I think. She's afraid to come back to America. She won't. So like there's been talks like of going on Rogan because she's so good. She's gone on other podcasts, but she does it all via Zoom. She's gone on like Valuetainment and Patrick David, like his podcast and others. So good. So much information. Where she gets it all and how she does it is insane. But it's like she's another one that's being like exonerated of not a kook. Like you could like she was not really getting like Alex Jones, where like people are just. I hope he gets exonerated, by the way, because he got sued for like all of his money recently. But yeah, it's like all of her information. It's insane how much information she has, and all of it's seeming to be true. Alex Jones too is another one who's. I mean, I've always been Alex Jones fan just because he's so entertaining. I love him, but he's. We'll see what happens with that too. If like maybe he'll come out and a lot of this because they came down on him pretty hard, and I think they wiped him of like all of his money and his platform.
Yeah.
InfoWars.
Yeah, that's terrible.
You ever
That's
see
terrible.
the stats of like he's been correct on like 98% of his
No,
conspiracy
that's
theories?
wow.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Oh, fun.
Not, I know.
But it's wild.
Yeah.
And now people are pulling old clips from like video of podcasts from like 2018, 2017 of him talking about exactly what's happening. And now it's all kind of
Yeah.
true.
And I think what makes me so sad about this conversation of like, I don't think anybody wants to say, I told you so. Nobody wants to do that. But it's, I think it's really terrible that, like, again, friends have turned against each other. People have turned to be like, to just shut this stuff down. And now here we are. We're sitting where we're sitting, and there is this level of like, oh, I told you so.
Bill Maher just apologized to QAnon. Did you see that this week?
Wow, no.
He said, sorry, I think you were right.
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So you don't know what follic cabal is?
No.
Okay, so follic cabal comes out during COVID. It was by this woman. Her name is Janet Osborne or something like that. So this video comes out, and it's initially a 10-part series, running 2 hours and 59 minutes because you can get the whole series now for that. But 2 hours 59 minutes. It starts out with insane. Okay, like the first couple episodes. I've watched it so many times. Of like the immigration stuff, like people crossing the border. It starts out with the caravans coming from South America and like Honduras, Central America, and Guatemala and El Salvador and all that. Remember that caravan that was coming up, the line of a caravan of people that were about to cross the border, and they were waiting for like Trump to get out of office so they could cross the border. And
Oh, I don't
do you remember this?
this.
It was like
but
40,000 people at a time.
Oh,
and
wow.
50,000 people coming across, and it was like women, children, all this stuff.
Okay.
And it starts out with her going over the caravan and about how there's actors being placed in these things. And it is insane. What is so good about this is she backs up everything she says with just more facts and more videos and more pictures and more whatever it is. And it's like, here's this person running from a smoke grenade here. And now they're in this city running from a smoke grenade here. How did they get from here to here on this date, on that date? And it's like some of them will be like, they're wearing sandals in this one. No one walks 1,000 miles in sandals, but all of a sudden they're now in this part of the caravan, and it's like all these crisis actors.
Okay.
Throughout the whole thing, but then it goes through. I mean, my parents watched it. It goes through. I was getting a lot of people to watch this. It goes through episodes like I think it's 5 and 6 are hard to watch because it goes over the Podesta emails. It goes over all the artwork that's in John Podesta and his brother's house because John Podesta has a brother who's Mark Podesta, I think. But it goes over all of this stuff, and then it starts outlining. It doesn't just show you like what they think is going on. It gives you here's emails, here's proof, here's what they were arrested for. It's like all these people were arrested for shit and they're still hanging out in these circles. And then it goes over like the Nexium cult. The Nexium cult is the one that It was a sex cult, I think, out of Fiji. That the girl from the TV show, her name is fuck. She's in jail now. She's actually in jail. She's God. What TV show is that? It's like Supernatural or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know if that was a show, but she ends up becoming like a Ghislaine Maxwell for the sex cult.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but she's in jail, and so it goes through all this. It ends a little wild, like the way it ends. I wish they didn't end it this way because it makes it seem like Bobby Kennedy never died or something like that, and that he's gonna come back and show himself or whatnot,
Oh yeah, I
But-
remember that. I remember that being
like a
thing.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
But I'll send it to. It's funny. I sent it to Chris recently, so like I have it.
Yeah,
but
send it to
it's
me,
one of
yeah.
those ones that was going up, and then it was getting taken down, then going up, taken down, going up, taken out. Like it was YouTube anytime, but people just constantly kept releasing it, releasing it, and it was taken out. So you couldn't find it. Like it was wild how YouTube was just must have had a team working on it just to make sure that this thing didn't get out there. I'll send it to you guys. It's a fun
Yeah.
watch. It's such a fun watch. But now it's like even more.
Relevant.
Yeah. Then did you watch Planspiracy or anything during COVID? Oh, these are all the ones that like are that all of this stuff going on in 2018, 2020, all that was all planned.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've
So this
heard
woman
that. Yeah.
who created it goes on Ben Swan's podcast like last week and was like, yeah, like it's fucking true. And it's wild. The guy who gets kicked off air in 2016 is now like people are all pulling up his clips and pulling up his podcast and being like, the guy was right.
Ugh.
It's wild.
Yeah, there is. I really want to talk about. This is going into a little bit of a different direction, but it's not. I think it'll be interesting for the sake of this conversation. Have we talked about John Wayne Gacy and his case? So I got very, very deep in this case because I started listening to Defense Diaries, the podcast. I bring this up for the sake that it gives me a little bit of hope for like the trials coming up and for people who do want justice in this world and what's going on. Now, John Wayne Gacy, he's known as one of the most prolific serial killers of our country's history. What is known is that 33 bodies of young boys were found buried beneath his home. I believe it was...
That's a crazy number too, by the way. That's an Illuminati number. Yeah, it's the boiling point in Newton's Law, who was also a Freemason. It's the highest degree of Freemasonry that you can get. 33. 33 is just a significant number in that secret world.
Jeez. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And because I'll tell you some more crazy little details. But John Wayne Gacy was, I believe he's from, like, he was living in Chicago, Illinois at the time, I believe. And he was a really big contractor.
Wait, John, I don't know much about him, so go ahead.
Yeah, he was a really big contractor. And there's this, I'm just going to make sure that he was in Chicago, Illinois while I...
He was a contractor?
He was a really big contractor, yeah. So he was very well known, and he was very wealthy, very well known in the area, and Chicago, Illinois. So they have this little saying in the true crime community. They say pillar to killer. I think I've said this to you. Oh, and you have? I haven't. So there's this kind of like inside joke of saying that better be careful for the pillars of the community because they end up being the killers in a lot of these stories. Like they'll start a story by being like, oh, this guy, like he was so well loved in the community, like he was known as the pillar of the community. And we all know that the reason that we're talking about this on this podcast is because he was a murderer, or whatever it was. So he was considered to be a pillar of the community. He was extremely connected in Chicago and extremely wealthy. And in Chicago, over the decades, 33 boys are going missing, never to be found again. And what's
They
crazy
found-
about
they found
this?
them.
They found. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Never to be seen alive again.
okay.
There you go. That's a better way of
Sorry.
saying it. Sip your soda. So
The water.
he's like, oh, I need a. What's crazy about his case is that there's so many crazy things about his case, but victim number 3 was actually Gacy was actually on police's radar by victim number 3, but it was dismissed. He was dismissed as a subject, as a what's the word? Not witness.
Suspect?
Suspect.
Wait,
Yeah.
time out. What do you mean he was on his radar?
So, like, there was a reason that he was considered a suspect for victim number 3. And I don't remember what the reason was, but there was some connection there. And he was on police's radar as a suspect. But then they just dropped him as a suspect. Boys continue to go missing. And I'm sure you remember this, in Bucks County when those 4 boys went missing.
Right here?
Literally right here. That was national news.
Cosmo Donardi?
DiNardo, yeah.
Donato.
Yeah.
So the DA comes in the tavern. I want to see if I can get him on the podcast.
Oh, fascinating. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I should now.
I'm sure that they could talk about it,
I'm just
because
gonna
why
get
not?
jacked up on nicotine, but yeah.
Careful over there.
Uh,
All right. So 4 boys go missing. It's national news. To me, it's insane to think that 33 boys are going missing.
When was this? What year? 1970s?
Yeah, this is like the 70s
I
or
mean,
the 80s. Yeah, but
That's not
even
that
in
crazy.
no
You talking
word
about-
of mouth,
no cameras.
families, people will just be like families, friends, like people are just
Wait, but people started batting eyes.
he died in 1994. That's crazy.
Why?
Cuz he was alive when you were alive. He
Oh yeah. Oh, you weren't.
not yet.
96.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was going on between 1972 and 1978. Within a 6-year times 33. One kid goes missing and people are like that's crazy. I mean, granted, so a lot of these boys were a lot of them were gay. A lot of them were, didn't have care, a support system around them, whether it was family,
Did he
friends,
do the
things like
research
that.
on this? Is there interviews? Did he talk about it?
This guy,
John Wayne Gacy
Gacy?
afterwards?
So the reason that we know, so the guy that created the podcast Defense Diaries, his name is Bob Mata Jr. Bob Mata Sr. was John Wayne Gacy's defense attorney, and during the case, and he recorded 15 hours of interviews. He has them all on tapes. For Bob Mata Jr.'s 21st birthday, he gave him the tapes, and he said, "You will know what to do with these better than I ever will," which to me is like divine intervention, because he ended up down the line, he ended up creating this podcast, and they changed history. So originally, I'm gonna spoil the podcast because you got to know this. Literally, so basically the intention of the podcast was to basically just share the tapes with the world. That was pretty much it. To go through step by step. And Bob Mata Jr. is also now a defense attorney in his life. And so he also, throughout the podcast, is talking about the experience of being a defense attorney. And he's talking about the court system. And he's talking about, he does a lot of definitions. He's really teaching you about the system. And as they're going through, now in the first season of the Gacy tapes, they released 33 episodes intentionally, because for 33 boys. So that was intentional.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's horrific. But so as they're going through all of the tapes, and they're also going through all of the documentation, like he was able to acquire, whether it was from his dad or just in general, they were able to acquire all of the documentation. And as they're going through documents, now how do I say this quickly? Gacy was eventually arrested because his final victim was a popular, beloved 15-year-old kid. And essentially they say, like, you know, he was the wrong boy to take because, I mean, of course they all are, but people knew who this boy was and they cared. The day that he was taken, this boy, it was on his mother's birthday, and he worked at this store that was, you know, like one of Gacy's stores. And as, you know, so this boy saw Gacy come in, and his mom was actually out front ready to pick him up. It was his mother's birthday, and they were going to go out for dinner. So his mom is sitting in her car out front, and the boy says, "Oh, hey, you know, I just saw, you know, Mr. Gacy walk in, and he wanted to get a summer job. And he knew there was this big contractor." And so he was like, "I'm going to go ask him for, you know, a summer job, see if there's something I can do." So he goes running back in, and he goes into the back behind the store, and ultimately is not seen again.
The mom was waiting in the car?
Yeah, out front. And so that's what really led police to be like, well, like, he was specifically going to go see this person. The mom is out front. Like, you know, we got to look into Gacy. But again, he's a very well connected man. So, and very powerful man. So it's, and also, you know, now looking back, 2020, you know, hindsight is 2020. He's been doing this for a long time to a lot of people. So he has a system. So it's hard to catch him, hard to get a warrant. So what ends up happening is that there is a receipt. And I could probably go into detail about the receipt, but it's a specific, long story short, there is a receipt that ultimately led to the warrant, which led to, you know, police being able to go in and investigate Gacy's home for a second time, because they went in a first time, but for a second time, they could go in and investigate because of this receipt that was found. Now,
do you know what the receipt was for?
It was for to develop photos. So the receipt had something to do. It was in connection to the final victim, and it was it was found in the pocket of his coat, which then the receipt was then supposedly found in Gacy's home.
Oh, so it's like,
but it was his
yeah, the
receipt.
kid's receipt. It was a kid's receipt?
Something like that.
Okay.
There's also, the reason I'm getting a little confused is because there's a girl who was wearing his coat, and this woman has never come out and interviewed, because now here's what's crazy.
What?
Is that there's something, you know, you know about like the chain of custody in police work?
No.
So chain of custody is so important. So when police come in and they investigate a crime scene, they now have to record every object that they take. They have to, you know, write that down. And they have to, there's this chain of custody where it's like, okay, I'm holding this object. We are taking it into our possession.
Okay.
So it was at the house. Now it's in the possession of this police officer. Now it's in possession of this police officer. Like, and they have to record that for every single piece of evidence that is taken.
Makes sense.
And it's important because things can get planted and people can be framed.
Oh, did he get off?
He didn't get off. But here's the thing. almost 50 years later, 50 years later, as this podcast is unfolding, Defense Diaries, and they're interviewing people from that time, Bob Motta realizes that the receipt that was found is not listed on a chain of custody in the first time that they searched the house.
Oh, they think it was planted?
It was planted, which allowed them to get the second warrant to go in.
Oh, so he's innocent, dude. That's what you're talking about?
No, he's not innocent. He
Oh.
certainly wasn't innocent.
Someone put the bodies up.
But no, he certainly wasn't innocent. But a police officer from that time came on and he actually admitted to it. And this is a secret that they've kept for 40 to 50 years.
Wow.
And I mean, that like history told us one story where it was like, oh no, like this was what was found. This is what we did. Like we went in. But because the receipt was planted in the trash, and the police then were like, oh, we found this receipt. Oh, and it was inside the house. Now we can go in for a second time. And the thing is, if that was discovered prior, because the reason that it wasn't discovered is because they pled the insanity defense. So they didn't have to go through all of the evidence in this manner. But if they didn't plead insanity and they went through the chain of custody, and if they discovered that this had happened, then everything that they found in that house that day would have had to be thrown out as evidence. So the 33 bodies.
So he must have known something to be like, we got a plan because we got to get this guy.
Yes. And the reason that I bring this up for this case is because in terms of like people who are very highly connected and very powerful, I think there's something to be said that like there are people out there who are like, we got to take him out. We're going to do it. We got to bend the rules a little bit, but we're going to do it. That brings me hope in this case scenario in some way.
But they're going to plant stuff? You want them to plant stuff? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want them to plant stuff. I do not want them to plant stuff.
I don't think
but
they
it
need
gives
to.
me encouragement that there are people who really will seek out the truth. Now, what's really fascinating too about Gacy's case is that he had two like henchmen that were living with him. These two young boys who they believe were very abused, like, you know, sexually, physically, like mentally, all the things, very, very taken advantage of and abused. But they worked for him in his contracting business. And, but they also like lived with him at the house. And everyone has turned a blind eye to it because one of the boys is, and I don't know who, I don't know his name, because even Bob Motta Jr., he said he was like, he wants to say the name. I mean, I think he has said the name, but he's so highly connected in government. Like he has some family relation that is so highly connected that it's dangerous for people to talk about him and his connection to this case and to Gacy. And so he suddenly, after all of this, it was like they scooped him up, like put him under their wing, and was like, we are shutting this down in a scary way. Like people were getting death threats, people are getting, you know, followed, like very scary things. And then the other boy ended up taking his own life.
So now I'm interested in learning more about John Wayne Gacy. I thought he was just a crazy chainsaw massacre guy, but I guess he wasn't. I didn't know he was like a contractor. But they could run this stuff with Epstein. They'd be like, all right, you guys have botched some of the evidence, so now Clinton's go free.
Mm-hmm.
Now anybody else can go free. And they'll just be like, well, there's going to be some fall guys. We need to have these people fall. But like if there's certain celebrities marked in there or other ones, I mean, there's that thought of like, what is it going to do to the institution of America if a lot of people that are higher up? Also geopolitical. There's people all around the world that are in these files. So what's it going to do if they start going down? Also, why do these people in the higher ups start getting all weird?
I was thinking that too. the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you into that
Chill
stuff?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, relax.
Go touch some grass.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, my God. I know. How are they all into this?
I think it seems like they're all into
They're
it.
all into it. Like,
Unless it's all
ew.
blackmail. And then they force them into it. And then because that's what some of the followers are saying is that they're blackmailing. So it's a big
Yeah,
blackmailing
right.
scheme.
Sure, but like, yes, but there are the people that, like, just like, there are people that were partaking in it. Who they are, we don't know. But like, it's like the people that were adjacent to it and then the people that were partaking in it. Which one is which? And then you're like, and how many? And you're like, again, why? Like, why was it so, to me, why was it so easy? Like, let's say, Jeffrey Epstein was an Israeli spy, and this is what they chose to do. Why was it so easy for them? Like, why was this the pathway where they're like, we are going to dangle pedophilia in their face, and they're going to take the bait?
This is why. You ready?
Yeah.
So they bring someone to the island, let's say Little St. James, and they say, all right, you want to have this position of power, you want to have this amount of money or whatever it is. Then they say you have to sleep with the 16-year-old. Okay. And then they videotape it. So it's like, all right, if we want to give you this, you're going to have to do this. We have this against you. So now you're always in our power. Like that's a thing that's been going on with the two-way mirrors in the 1970s that they had like set up in hotels, and they were blackmailing other politicians and such. Like that was a known thing.
But aren't these people already famous? Aren't they already wealthy and well-to-do? And so it's
Power,
like,
man. I don't know. Once they start getting a little bit, or maybe they'll say, they just, if you don't do this, then you're not going to get elected next. If you don't do this, you're not going. And then they use everything against you. Like you're going to lose your family, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose all these things if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So you kind of, it's like we know you want this, but you kind of also have to do it. So I don't think it's a choice that you want, but a choice that you don't want to do. I don't know.
My wheels are turning.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been in the room with them, so it's not like.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God, dude. Jeez, it would be like horrible, dude.
You'd be like, have you ever heard of government cheese?
Yeah. You guys, I just want to know about the caves.
Want to go find some cheese?
You want to know about the caves? We'll tell you about the cave. You gotta do this. Like, oh.
No, stop it. Not funny.
Yeah, no. We know about the caves. That's.
Yeah, like we're not putting cheese in them.
We know about them.
God,
That'd be funny. They try to interrogate me, and like the things that come out of my mouth are like, yeah, like they think I'm a spy. I'm like, all right, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
There's 500 caves in America. They're filled with cheese. I swear to God, they're 17 acres big, and they're fucking filled with cheese.
They're crazy.
They're in Missouri. They're in Kansas. They're in Nebraska. Like. Swear to God.
Oh,
like,
God.
let the guy go.
I gotta go.
Oh, it'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I will say, I think these people are exhausting. And everybody, like, on my For You page on TikTok, like, all the comments are the same. They're all like, I can't take it anymore. Like, it's exhausting. Everybody, like you said, relax, like, stop, just go, like, touch grass. Swing on a swing. Like, what are you doing?
I don't like to get involved this much in stuff that's going on in the world. Like, I don't care about all the craziness going on in different cities right now. But this one is just, it's like the stuff I was talking about 8 years ago is coming true. So it's like now I'm fucking invested because I know about it.
Yeah.
And now so now like the podcast and the clips and all this stuff that I'm watching, I'm going, it's reforming that, like whatever that word is, like reinstating the stuff that I was talking about is coming true. I'm like, God. And sometimes like little sisters coming out saying like, hey man, remember when we were talking about this? I was like, we motherfucker, like
this is what I was
this is
saying.
The stuff you were calling me crazy for. You know?
You're like, I told you so.
Yeah, but
you're
I don't want
it.
to do that. I told you. Well, yeah.
You're like, I do.
I told you maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, and it's like it feels good to be right, but you're like, God damn it, I'm right about the most horrific thing ever. And that is that sucks.
Gosh, but if nothing comes of this, dude, I am so shocked that in 2 weeks that they're going to be taking the stand. I really got to look into this because if they are, maybe that's what came. I was going to watch a video before I came here about the Clinton stuff coming out. Maybe that's the new stuff that they were going to talk about, is that they're going to actually take the stand. It would be it's going to be insane. It's like it's like the remember, what's the girl that went missing in Florida in like 2009? And it was covered by like Nancy Grace like crazy. And now that girl's out and about. She got away with it. The murder she got away with of the little girl.
Oh yeah. Wait, what's her name?
Fuck, I can't remember her name. She's got like a podcast now.
It's not Andrea, is it?
Oh, it's something like that. Gosh.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and she got off. But maybe she didn't do it. I don't know if she is innocent. I don't know. Yeah, but it's like that. This is, if they go to court and they take the stand, other people need to take the stand too.
Yeah.
But there is other people in these emails. Like, not everyone in the emails guilty, because a lot of the emails are proving some people pretty innocent. Like, there's ones between Rogan, where not actually Rogan, but people were trying to reach out to Rogan, and some of the emails coming back saying like, he can't be persuaded to come or hang out with us. They're like, he's not going to do it. So it's making it look like he was saying no to all this stuff. So there's other ones in there that and there's another guy in there that it makes him look really good, being like, no, I'm not doing anything with you guys. So there is a lot in there like that. That'd be great to be in those emails, to be like, yeah, I'm free.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I really hope something comes of it too. I mean, I think we all do, but yeah, I'm curious. But and I think in some way, though, even if something doesn't come of it, I think what we can take away from this is a collective distrust in the government and in all these systems, and if hopefully it unifies the people a little bit.
We're going to be watching with different eyes this time.
Yeah.
On this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they. I mean, I gotta like this. First thing I'm doing after this is looking into, are they actually taking the stand? Both of them?
Supposedly, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, like one of them is one day and the other is the next day.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's what Joe said. I don't know.
What?
I didn't see it myself, but that's what Joe said.
This is wild.
He's like, put it in the calendar. Like, I'm not kidding that we were up. It's in the calendar as a watch party.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the night of my country line dancing, though, which really sucks.
It's
Hopefully
February
it's during the day.
27th?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Wait,
Yeah.
February 27th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully they happen before, Well, the 26th, for sure. 26th,
Wait,
we're hanging out.
there's one on the 26th too?
Yes.
Wait,
yes. Sorry.
so-
The 26th and the 27th.
So, like, maybe Hill takes it 27th, Bill takes it 26th
Yes.
or something?
Yes. You're very funny. I did just say all of this.
Shit. I gotta pay attention.
You do. You pay attention to me, I think.
I don't know. All right. So 26th, 27th. That's wild. That's so insane.
Yeah, I know. I'm
It's
I
wild. They're
shouldn't
the
say I'm
first
excited.
up too.
That's why I don't think that they're gonna say they can. There's no way that they're gonna say
plead the
anything
fifth.
bad.
They're pleading the fifth.
No, that would be so stupid.
No, it's not. Not for them. It's not stupid for them.
You think they would get up there after all this rigmarole and say, "I plead the fifth"?
They're not going to say I plead the fifth. They're going to say other words that basically are taking the Fifth Amendment. Maybe. They're going to go up there and say,
Like, no comment.
Kind of, but like, I don't really know if I don't recall. I don't recollect. I don't know.
You look like Trump.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't recall.
Yeah, that's what they could do. They could just go like I've had this theory for a while that the U.S. government is just the organized crime syndicate, aka the mafia, that apparently died in the 60s or 70s, whenever it was, and it just became the U.S. government. And now we're just seeing the players of the mafia taking the stand, and Clinton being one of them. There's a Clinton crime family. That's all they're doing. Bush crime family, Biden crime family, Clinton crime family. They're just taking the stand. They're going to go up there and go, and twist up their words. They have great lawyers.
Yeah.
Wonder who the DA is.
Yeah.
And this is Gotham City. This is Batman.
Yeah,
Basically,
literally.
you can bring Two-Face to the stand, but all the witnesses are going to shut the fuck up. They're going to say whatever they say. And yeah, it's Gotham City. That's what it is. You can be a vigilante all you want. Doesn't mean that you can actually get justice.
Yeah. That's so embarrassing for them to get up to be like, oh yeah, we'll go take the stand, and then basically, like you're saying, all the things that you're saying, so embarrassing, and just sending the country down this goose chase it's just ridiculous.
Well, they definitely don't want to go to jail. So I don't know.
Grow up.
Grow up. Go to jail. Grow up. You're already old.
You did a bad thing. Yeah,
You don't
you're
got
old.
That much longer to live.
Go. My God.
But there's
So sick of
also
you.
the theory that just because Epstein got caught doesn't mean there's not 100 other ones out there just like him.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
He was just the one that got caught.
Yeah.
Should we wrap this up? Or are we going to keep going on this? We could do Epstein files just every week.
I know, we really could. I mean, maybe we should do a few. Like, as it's unfolding, we should talk about this a few times.
Oh, 100%. I'm okay with that.
We'll bring Joe on.
100%.
Yeah, we'll just...
Let's do it.
Yeah. Because it's happening. It's happening right now, and everybody's watching, and we should release this today.
So, I was going to ask you, can I release this one before all the other? Because obviously there's 2 or 3 or something like that in line.
I think you
before
should.
I could.
I think you should.
Release it sooner. It would be, I mean, I could have it scheduled out for next Wednesday, or I could release this. I could probably get on it today. Just
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
like,
finish
what's
it downloaded.
Yeah, I'm like, what's today? Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's happening now. You could be like,
I mean,
expedited,
it's hot right now, so.
expedited episode.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I plan to get this one out sooner.
We got to do it.
The Epstein files, and then we could just hold on to the other ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, just have those released for other days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll just keep doing it because it's what's going on. It's current. It's what's the current news? Is that what they call
Current
it?
events?
Current events. Here it is. Current events, and it's I don't want to say. I mean, yeah, it's important. We should be talking about it. People should be talking about it. I think what I appreciate about right now is that I don't think people should be afraid to talk about it anymore. Do not be afraid to talk about it with your friends. Like if you read something, and sure, it can be something countering what's going on. Like if you like in the beginning of our conversation when I was like, oh, I want to play, I'm going to play devil's advocate in this moment. It could just be this. It could just be that. That's perfectly fine. But do not shut down your friends. That's my PSA. Don't shut down your friends and your family. I think communication is important. Talk about it.
Just pull up the DOJ website and try to fact check anybody. You can do that now.
Yeah.
You can just literally go in. There's a search bar. You can just go right to the search bar, search in a word. Just like basically it's Control F. Just go in, get the word, brings up the documents, brings up how many times it was brought up, anything like that. Yeah. Yeah, we could just do the Epstein files. Yeah, dude. Especially the court case.
Yes.
Gosh.
Yes.
Insane.
That 100%.
Everybody's going to court, I hope. Either way. It's not. It could be fun. It's not cool what they did or what's going on, but it's gonna be cool to follow. This is probably gonna roll into the summer.
Yeah, probably. And it's interesting too. I highly recommend listening to Defense Diaries or at least looking into the court system and how it works and the definitions of what's going on in the court, because it will help with it'll help with these trials.
Shit. I think. All right. Cool. I mean, I could probably download it, try to get it done today. If I could.
Cool. All right.
All right. Epstein Files Part 1.